right, so I was in a bit of a rush this day and I wanted to get through things. I am not a huge believer that at age 42, junk volume is bad. So whenever I'm going to do a compound lift, I most definitely get my reps in. I always start off with 10 at 135 and I give myself a good bit of warm up, make sure everything's feeling good. I was trying to work a little bit on that rounding of the shoulders. It's something Mitchell Hooper's been talking about lately. And I move on to this next set, just getting everything warmed up. I'd already gotten some kettlebell swings at this point. I didn't film that to get everything going. And I do a little bit of a stretch routine that I'll also be posting. But, I'm just moving through these reps, getting everything. This is not quote unquote heavy for me. I am working on feeling the muscles and getting myself back into shape. I work my way up. I know I have a very not great profile in deadlifts. I have a long torso and short arms. So this is not the most comfortable position for me in terms of a starting setup. I actually think that my rep is much better than my start. I just get a little bit bunched up and you can tell I'm a little bit more proud at the chest than when I start off the floor, but I'm just moving my way up. Get up to 275 because this is going to be more than my working set. I also get up to, I think 325 here. I'm just putting some weight on there. I'm not doing anything that's going to kill myself, but I want to get significantly over what my working set's going to be. I am still influenced by CrossFit. I think that for workouts, 21, 15, and 9 for hinge movements is something that works really, really well for me in terms of getting my cardio up and really making sure that I stay focused and use a weight that's not going to be unmanageable for me. I can always do more weight. But just because you can doesn't always mean that you should. I've learned that for myself over the year. You don't win the war in one battle. You don't get back in shape or strong once again in one workout. I am working on longevity right now. I am back after what was a really just busy time of the year for me, and I could not get as much working out as I wanted to. And so right now I'm just focused on making sure everything is perfect in terms of how I'm applying myself. I know that some people say, well, geez, Ted, this is a lot of sets, but I could go heavier and I could do fewer sets, but this is what makes me feel good. I was sore after this workout yesterday, but I woke up today, I wasn't feeling terrible. Now I am working into the 15 range, so I'm going to do 8 at 245, and then I am going to do 7 at 245, getting the 15 reps in. You can break it up 5-5-5 if you want. This is just what I've always found works for me. And it's something that I think is just very effective. You can tell that I'm starting to get a little bit fatigued, but I would rather be fatigued at a lighter weight than I would be working too hard at a heavier weight. And these I feel entirely in my hamstrings, in my glutes, and in my lats, and in my back. I don't feel it much in my upper back. I know that even though I have a not very proud profile off the floor, you can look at my back angle. It's pretty much identical on every single rep. And I think I do a really good job. This last one, I go for all 9 since I knew that I didn't have much more after that. And it was just something where it's like, okay, if you can do 9 at this point, that's fine. I was using grips or wraps at this point just to make sure that I didn't have to focus on my grip. That's why I like to use wraps more than anything else. It's not that my grip is going to fail. It's more that I feel like I don't have to think about it. Just strap in, go for it. Straps, what the hell am I calling them? I don't know. I know I need a pair of Versa grips, according to Dr. Mike. I need to go get those. These, I don't know what they're called. It's a sandbag hinge, a Zercher, a front. Good morning. I don't know, but I know it makes it feel like they're ripping my glutes off my ass. I've never felt something that deep in my ass. What's up, Dr. Mike? But yeah, I know that it is something that I think works for me. And this is what I would say to all the fitness influencers out there. The caveat of what works for you should be paramount. I know we talk about so many things and you always hear about all these different studies and rep ranges and all these things. Whatever works for you. I'm giving you a different angle here on these Hinge, Zercher, whatever these are called. I don't have anything heavier than a 150-pound sandbag right now. I'm getting a 200 here pretty soon. This is pretty light for me in terms of my normal sandbag stuff. In terms of the Zercher, yes, you are limited by your grip. In terms of holding on, I try to get a higher perch because it will slide down during the reps, but the stimulus to fatigue ratio for me, even with a not great grip, or just not an easy thing to hold on to, this is great. I was short on time, and this was a great workout for me. I had to go get to work, and I thought that this was perfect. So, again, I always come back to the idea of finding what works for you. It is not ideal for everyone, I'm sure, to use those sandbags, but I like them and I have them. I don't like good mornings. I think some people might find a good morning more effective for them. I don't like how they make my back feel. Those are one of those exercises where I feel it in my lower back and not in my glutes or hamstrings. So for me, that's a no-no. For you, it might be great. And if that works for you, that's awesome. So I think that's the most important thing overall. But if you haven't tried sandbags, boy, they are the best. I love sandbags. There's so many things you can do with them. It's also, you hear people reference them as real world strength. I don't really know what that means. I think everything makes you strong, but real world strength is something that I do understand as a concept. Like, it's not a balanced barbell. You have to figure out how to muscle it up off the ground or something like that. It's fun. I enjoy working out with them. That's another thing I will tell you in this first training vlog. It should be fun. It should not be a grind. You don't always have to go in this deep, dark hole of a place. I listen to Rage Against the Machine and Metallica and Rush just as much as I listen to Taylor Swift and Chappell Roan and Olivia Rodrigo when I'm working out. I'm just looking for something with a beat and to have fun. Maybe I'll post some of the other videos where you can see me do my little dances a little bit, or not. If you've ever wanted to see a bad impression of Mick Jagger, maybe the worst impression of Mick Jagger, that's what I can bring to you. All right, so that was my Hinge workout for the 24th of February. See you next time, folks.